So we are doing some Crime-Tok tonight. Hopefully we'll not get repeats. If we do, you'll just see me skim right through it. Okay. Now, like last time, some of the videos are quite disturbing. Viewer discretion, trigger warning. A lot of them are 911 calls. A lot of them are pretty, not like graphic, but they go into details in regards to whatever case they're talking about there. So just wanted to let you guys know that. And we will start with this first one.
Is your verdict?
Nope. Also very important. If it has that copyright music on it, I'm not putting it on. I don't want this stream copyrighted. I don't like my videos being copyrighted. So if it has the one we just heard right now has that little crappy piano thing that everyone likes to use, da 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 da, not happening. So let's see what this is. This is a Twisted Crime 2023. Let's see what this video has to say.
I just walked in and found a grown man molesting, and I got him in a bloody puddle for you right now, officer.
Attacked him viciously, and I didn't stop.
What? I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
I just walked in and found a grown man molesting, and I got him in a bloody puddle for you right now, officer.
Attacked him viciously, and I didn't stop. The only time I paused was to go to the kitchen and retrieve a butcher knife, because I was going to kill him. And my son stepped in front of me and saved his life. He just looked at me and said, "Sir." And he shook his head and said, "No." And I just put the knife down. I just wouldn't traumatize him any more than he already was.
Bruh. I would have done the same thing. Yeah, round of applause for this dude. I would have done the same thing. Would have beat the living fuck out of that person. Are you out of your mind? There would have been nothing left from that person. There's this really famous case in Canada. It was the guy that discovered that his best friend was doing that to his child, and he did the same thing. No, he actually killed him, and he was found not guilty and was let go. I mean, it's just, what are you going to do in that situation? You have to protect your family. I don't have kids. If it would have been me, or that happens to my nieces or nephew, on site. That's it, on site. There's nothing else to talk about. It's just, jail doesn't sound that bad when it's in these certain circumstances. So shout out to this dad. Yeah. Someone commented he showed a lot of restraint. He did, because a lot of people would have just popped him. He's lucky that, and I know this because of the hat, so we'll assume that this is in California because he had a Raiders hat on. Shout out to Oakland. Well, I guess not anymore, but whatever that is. But he still had a Raiders hat on. California's not a open carry state like that, so you can't just like walk around with a gun. So he is lucky that this did not happen in Florida, Georgia. My man would have been shot on the spot, on site. There wouldn't have been any need for restraint because that person would have already had a gun on them and would have shot him. Yeah, me too. That's what I think. I still call them that, but apparently a lot of people don't like that anymore. But it's like, you have to, what is it, like, is it the Las Vegas Raiders or something like that in Nevada? I don't know, but some people are pretty mad if you call them Oakland still, because they're not from Oakland anymore. I don't know. I'm not really into sports like that, so I just like to piss people off. You like that? What vampire guy? Wait, this one, the dude that we just saw, bro. Again, he's lucky that he's not in Florida. All right, moving on.
I've eaten human flesh for the past 20-something fucking years because of you. Everything I do is a result.
This is a dallasoshae is the name of the content creator. If you can't see the paragraph that says in the middle, it says trigger warning. Texas serial killer Linda Charles sits down with her kidnapped victim 25 years after his escape from her basement. She fed him cakes out of human flesh.
Result of the shit that you put me through. Can't drive in a car.
Don't you know that human flesh is the most delicious? Soylent Green, that was what all the people loved, was Soylent Green. They didn't know it was people, but they loved it because it was the most delicious. Sweeney Todd made his meat pies out of people. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved him.
Oh,
So what's the big deal?
it is a big deal.
Okay, this seems really fake. First of all, why would you have a live stream? Obviously, this is on TikTok or like Instagram. Like, why would you have like something like this with the person that would kidnap you? That doesn't make any sense to me. Hold on, I need to confirm if this is actually true, because this sounds like a bunch of doo-doo. Okay, so there is a woman named Linda Charles, indeed was a kidnapper, but says this does not Gaston prominence. This is not. I don't think this has anything to do with this case that we're reading now, that we just heard now. This sounds like utter crap. Yeah, this is fake. This is fake. This can't be real. This is bullshit. I don't know if it's a voiceover. I have no idea, but this is what people do to gain views and stuff, and like try to like gain followers and shit. But it's like, think about it. No one has a calm like, unless you're Charlie and Dee and Frank from It's Always Sunny, and it's a completely fiction television show that have an episode about eating human flesh. Unless you're like a full-blown cannibal, you know, having a conversation, there's no possible way that someone's going to have a conversation with someone like this so casually about eating human flesh. Please, to this content creator, who the fuck posted this crap? This is garbage. Pure garbage. Whatever.
Ma'am.
All right, Crime Wave 911. This is we heard a phone call last stream from this account, so hold on tight, because they're probably bad, probably rough. Okay, let's hear it.
I have a question. If this is a serious matter, I just left my cousin in the house with my kids. She just left my kids in the house when I came back from work, and my kids, 2 of my kids are dead. What do I gotta do? They dead. She left them dead in the house by themselves.
God damn.
Okay, ma'am. Where are you now? I'm in my house. She left my door open. My baby boy, my oldest baby boy, is the only one that's here. Only one that's alive. She left them in the house by themselves. She left them in here, and they knocked the stove. Can you listen? When I came in, the stove was laying on my friend. I don't know what to do. I just came home to work from this. And she just left my baby dead.
Okay, ma'am, I'm gonna get EMS and I'm gonna get police and fire at the location. Can you tell me where you're located?
Ma'am, I can't even talk. This is so serious. I'm so scared.
Okay, ma'am. I understand that you're scared. I completely understand, but I need to get some help out there to you now. Can you tell me where you're located?
I understand it, but can you please help me? Like, can you please tell me, like, I don't want to get locked up because this is not my fault. I had just came home from work.
Yes, ma'am.
I just came home from work.
Ma'am, the first thing that I need to do is get some help out there to you. I understand that you're upset and you're
They
scared.
in here dead. Like, she left my baby dead.
Okay.
And I don't have no way to reach her.
If you're not sure, if you were at work, ma'am, listen to me. If you were at work while this happened, then the responsibility is going to fall on your sister. That's who you left them with. Okay?
Yes,
Hold on
please.
one moment. Yes, ma'am. Stay on the line with me. Hold on one moment for me.
Okay.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
My cousin was babysitting my kids and left my kids dead in my house. Ain't no telling how long they've been in this house.
All right, wait. So is your son, is he obviously dead? Is he breathing at all? Can you tell me
He's dead. Both of my children are dead. Please help me, oh please.
All right, ma'am. I'm en route, okay? En route.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Okay. Case is called the Lamora Williams case. Let me really quickly just check something out. Oh, shit. Okay. This is from 5 Fox Atlanta. I'm just going to read it real quick. It says, case we were watching now, the Lamora Williams case. The title says, Atlanta mom accused of murdering sons in oven waives court appearance. Trial date to be scheduled for mother accused of killing her 2 sons, placing them in hot oven in 2017.
First at 12:30, we're seeing on top of new development.
Sorry, the video just started on its own. There you have it. Yeah, the woman accused of killing 2 of her sons by placing them inside of a hot oven was due in court. This is an article that was published June 2nd, 2023. It says that she placed 1-year-old Jacarter Penn and 2-year-old Keontae Penn inside an oven and turned it on. She did? Well, now we know that she actually was. Yeah, Kenpachi, me neither. I would not be able to work as a 911 dispatcher. First of all, I actually met someone that did the job once. It's a very, like, you have to be on point with that job. Second, it's very demanding in the sense that you have to learn how to put your emotions to one side and be able to, gather information, dispatch officers and whatnot. And it's I mean, the schedule is horrible depending on the schedule, the timing that you have to work in. But yeah, there's been many cases of like 911 dispatchers that have done horrible jobs, and it has cost them their job and having to go to court after that and whatnot. It's a pretty difficult job, but yeah, you both called it. One on YouTube, one on Twitch. Each of you called it, and yeah, she did commit a very horrendous crime. Holy shit. Wow. Moving on. Let's check out the next video. Okay, this is from dailymailcrime. I remember seeing this video. This is when a girl was rescued after being kidnapped for, I think it was like a week or two. She was severely beaten. You'll see in the video now.
Why don't you just sit down there?
Very sad. Very sad.
But we have cameras up for other reasons.
I got you. You know he's in there for a fact?
I know for a fact.
You can kick your door. You can
I
kick it
swear
in.
to God, go ahead. Please. I don't know what's wrong with this girl.
Oh, there's a girl in there with him?
Yes, I told them this. There's a girl in there. She's very sweet, very slim. My husband said he didn't really get a good look at her. He's yelling at her. Before I put the living her face, she can't see out of her eyes.
Okay.
So this is why I'm nervous. This is why I've been calling his officer all morning, and I don't even know if that's even the right thing to do.
You know 100% they're in.
Walk towards us. Keep your hands up.
Hey, we'll cuff.
Face that way.
Just keep coming. Watch your step. Right there. You get that?
Come on out here. There's no one else up there? Where do you live at here?
Thompson? How far away is that?
Like 30 minutes, the closest started.
Why don't you just sit down here?
That guy's a water.
Oh, we'll get you some stuff here.
Hi, number 12.
Why don't you just sit down there?
Dude, just look at her eyes. He beat the living life out of her. Had her captive. Who knows how many other people he had done this to. On my videos on YouTube, you can check out the Jesse McPherson case. Oh, Jesse McFadden case. McPherson, I forgot his last name. He's an asshole. I don't really give a shit about him. But that monster, he had like a whole, torture thing in his house, and he had like chains all around his home and whatnot, like neck chains and whatnot to subdue people. And yeah, he killed a teen, his whole step family, like his wife and her kids, and then he killed himself. But yeah, he had someone captive there for like 2 months amongst his family, and none of them knew, apparently. Very sad. There's also that very famous case of the I think she was pretty young at that time, and she was the only one that was able to escape that house. Called it like one of the House of Horrors. They called it that as well, just like the Jesse McFadden case, whatever the hell it is. That house was also called like the House of Horrors, but that one case, that girl was able to escape, but he had already killed like a whole bunch of other girls as well. Damn. That last one I mentioned, it's the one where she goes to the house that's like right in front or something, and the man that's inside ends up telling the news that he thought there was something weird, but no one in the neighborhood ever suspected anything coming from that house. Crazy. It's crazy. I mentioned it here before. Dude, you don't even know who the hell your neighbor is. For all you know, you could be living next to someone that's either a registered sex offender or has committed crimes. You're crossing fingers hoping that that's not the case, but you don't really know who the hell surrounds you. I don't know. I'd say like keep an eye open for anything weird that you see. In this case, thank goodness that person called the police because she saw that something was going on in that house. But some people just turn a blind eye and they don't even give a shit. You never know. Be skeptical. Ask questions, because you never know. You don't know if you're right. Thank you so much, Kempash. You have a very good night. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it, my guy. It means the world to me. Moving on to the next one.
It's a norm.
Woo. This is us.streetvoices.
It's a normal morning for this family. Mom is watching the kids play outside, and Dad hops into his truck and off to work. But something is off, and you're about to find out what it is. 10 minutes later, the doorbell camera captures Dad pulling back into the driveway. What was so important that he turned around and returned home?
Goodbye, kiss.
What? Wait. I should have read what it said on top. It did say it. I'm gonna cut this shit off. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. Very nice. Not very fitting for what we're watching right now, but good for him, and good for him loving his wife. Cool. We'll move on to the next video.
This pedophile mom in Ohio committed one of the most horrific crimes
This is The Paranormal Files is the name of the content creator
I've ever read about. I'm going to add a trigger warning in here right now. This is a very, very disturbing story, so viewer discretion is advised. So this is Ashley Jessup from Ohio. And in 2012, she was found guilty of rape and sentenced to life in prison. But who did Ashley assault? Well, it was her own 10-month-old baby. At the time of this crime, Ashley was dating 24-year-old Jordan Russell. The two seemed to be very in love, and they frequently exchanged explicit materials over email and text message of themselves, obviously. But then in August of 2011, Jordan asked Ashley to do something shocking. He asked her to perform explicit acts on her own 10-month-old baby son. And obviously he wanted her to film it and send it to him so he could keep these videos and images. And for some shocking reason, Ashley actually obliged. And she performed graphic and gruesome acts on her own son. So later that month, Jordan had actually broken up with Ashley, and he already had a new girlfriend. And this new girlfriend of Jordan's was going through his computer when she discovered these extremely disturbing images and contacted the police. So obviously when the details of this case were made public, everybody was absolutely shocked. And the judge in this case actually stated that in his 30-year career, this was one of the most bizarre and disturbing cases he had ever had to cover. So Ashley was eventually convicted of a litany of charges, including assault, rape on a minor, everything like that. And she's still in prison to this day, serving out that life sentence.
Nice.
Now, this is a really, really disturbing story, and I really do think that she should be in prison for a very, very long time.
Forever. Keep her there. She doesn't need to go out. There's no need. There's an alarming amount of people that do stuff intentionally to their children because of the person that they're with. That is so weird to me that it's just such a crazy concept. But this knocks it out the park. I don't even know what to say about this person. Just it's 10 months. It's not even a year old. Why is his picture not here? Why is it not? Why doesn't it say there the pedophile mother and her boyfriend? Why is it only her? I understand that she's the mother of the child, but why is it only there's texts? She sent it to him. Why is he not mentioned here? He's just as guilty as she is. Why isn't that not weird? I get that maybe the video was about her exclusively, but they didn't even show a picture of him. And I'm not saying it's this content creator's fault. I'm saying in a general sense. At no point did wherever the source of information he got this from mentioned that he was charged or that he's anything. They just said that she's been charged with a life sentence for this. That is extremely unfair, especially if that's the case and this person did not go to jail. Another example of, how sometimes that, tip imbalance is the whole thing, and we find ourselves with, a lack of a proper judicial, court system actually working, because, if it's only her and not him, then we're gonna have serious issues. It's pretty obvious that he should be in jail. Take him to the gulag. I'm not lying. It's true. You're absolutely correct, Ducking. But am I not right on this part? Like, is it not like isn't it kind of weird that the whole sentence was not the mother and the boyfriend? I feel like there's just a little bit too much emphasis on the fact that it's the mother of the child, which is horrendous in every single sense, but maybe we don't know all the details of the case. Who knows? Moving on.
Let's talk about what happened to...
This is Veronica K. K-A-A-A-Y. So Veronica K is the content creator. Let's check out her video.
Let's talk about what happened to 13-year-old Rachel Mellon Skimp. She was born on October 13th of 1982 and lived in Melrose Park in Illinois. At the age of 3, her parents divorced and her dad moved to Dallas and her mom stayed with her in Illinois. Eventually, her mom started seeing a man named Vincent and eventually they got married and had 2 children together. Rachel was described as a bubbly person with a great sense of humor. She was the life of the party and was always the most beautiful girl in the room. On January 30th of 1996, Rachel was at school and was having a normal school day, and as the day went on, her friends noticed that she was crying by her locker, so they went to go ask what was wrong. She said she was having a problem, but that she was going to fix it herself, and that is all she said. The following day, on Wednesday, January 31st, Rachel decided to stay home from school because she was having a sore throat and was feeling kind of sick. So her mom left to work and her stepfather was going to stay home because he wasn't working at the moment. Rachel called her grandma to thank her for the Christmas gifts that she had sent her, and this call took from 4 to 5 minutes. And her grandma said that this phone call was completely normal, nothing out of the ordinary, but she did notice that at one part in the phone call, Rachel was kind of quiet, and her grandma said, "Is he there?" referring to her stepfather, and she said yes, and then Rachel told her grandmother that she needed to hang up. Her stepfather stated that they played the Nintendo before she decided to go up to her room and take a nap. So once she was upstairs taking a nap, he decided to take the family dog for a walk, even though it was 20 degrees below zero. So he left at 2:30 p.m. and then ended up coming at 3 p.m. He said the reason that he took a while is because the dog broke free from the leash and he was not able to get him, so he just figured that the family dog would just find his way back eventually. At 3:15 p.m., Vincent's youngest daughter comes home and she goes straight to Rachel's room to greet her, and that's when she realizes that Rachel's not even there. So the youngest daughter tells her dad that it seems that Rachel is missing, that she's not even in her room, but he just doesn't seem to care. So once her mom gets home, the youngest daughter tells her that Rachel's missing from her room, so that is when her mom decides to call 911 and report her as missing.
Okay, this has a part 2, but she doesn't have it posted in here. I'm not gonna go into her account. So let us just get an answer really quickly as to what happened. Okay, so this is Rachel Mellon. Okay, so let's see. I'm reading off of True Crime Diva. Okay, so Rachel disappears. She spoke to her paternal grandmother, which is what the content creator just said right now. Okay, so she left it at the point where the mom returned to the home at around 5 or 5:30 p.m. She noticed Rachel missing, and she called the Bolingbrook Police Department about an hour later. Rachel's disappearance allegedly occurred between 2:30 p.m. and 3:15 p.m. when the stepdad was, quote unquote, walking the dog, and the dog got loose and whatnot, and he had to chase behind him, and that's why he was, 30 to 35 minutes late, or he took about 30 to 35 minutes in total to walk the dog. But the disappearance, like we just read, occurred between 2:30 and 3:15. Let's see. Let's see. So Mellon claimed he and Rachel played video games, then Rachel took a nap in her bedroom. He took the German Shepherd for a walk at 2:30 p.m. and he left the door unlocked. He said the dog slipped off its leash and chased a rabbit. Mellon returned home about 30 minutes later. A neighbor and a businessman found the dog and took the pup home. Mellon told the police he did not check on Rachel when he returned, a strange thing not to do when a child is sick. It's unknown whether any witnesses saw Mellon with the dog. Let's see. So police noticed scratches on Mellon's body, which he claimed came from working on his car. Jason and Ashley said their father was in the garage when they returned from school. However, police never searched the garage or the vehicle Mellon allegedly repaired, according to Skemp. Authorities extensively searched for Rachel in the area, but found no signs of the teen or clues about her whereabouts. Let's see. So Rachel's coat, clothes, money, and Walkman remained at home. The only items missing from the house were Rachel's blankets and pillows. Okay, so let's see. Authorities also investigated a theory that relatives had taken Rachel out of state. They said that she could have been at her sister's house in Mississippi, but they didn't find her there. They also investigated whether the family had taken Rachel to the Philippines, but they found nothing. Okay, listen to this. The plot thickens. In March 2000, investigators found Rachel's diary and offered no explanation why it took 4 years. In an entry on August 7th, 1995, listen to this. Rachel wrote that her stepfather had kissed and touched her inappropriately, warning her against predators and saying that it should not be done until she was older. Mellon has a criminal history that includes domestic violence. Let's see. He was charged with, this was in 2006, he was charged with 3 counts of domestic battery, 1 count of battery. He pled guilty and he only served 25 days in jail. He had a domestic battery charge in 2003 and a DUI in 2005. Okay, let's see. Trying to see just at what point they were able to finally pinpoint that it was him, or if it was him. Oh, okay. I guess not. The grand jury did not indict Mellon or Rachel's mother. Police have never charged Mellon with Rachel's likely murder, but he remains the prime suspect. He and Amy Mellon relocated to Tennessee sometime after the grand jury. Wow. Yeah, theories are that he killed her and disposed of her body elsewhere. Said she could be buried somewhere, but nothing. It's just like nothing specific. Whoever did it was able to get away with it. I'm convinced it was a stepdad. What do you think? I mean, there's someone else to blame. He was the only one that was there at the house during that time, and coincidentally, he went out to walk the dog. Come on, I don't buy that. I don't think any of us that watch true crime cases would ever buy something like that. But apparently the grand jury did, and he is out and about, and this child remains disappeared with no indication of the case ever being resolved. Wow. All right, moving on to the next one.
Cannibal.
This is the Cheerleading Hub. Is the name of this content creator. Yeah, pretty crazy, huh, Duggan? Especially the fact that he's still at large. He's living his life. He has a family. He apparently lives in Tennessee now, and another Casey Anthony. Wow. And I mean, you can't say that it only happens. I mean, not you specifically, I mean, like in general, like no one can say that it's just, I guess some type of like leniency that they gave Casey Anthony because she's a woman. Because in this case, this guy's a dude, and his stepdad, he got away with that shit. So it's not a matter of if it's a woman or a man that does it. It's the actual court system that just needs work done on it. It needs some sort of improvement, because it can't be possible that even within there being some sort of evidence, he's the only one there. He's out free. Same with that other lady, fucking crazy lady, Casey Anthony. Whatever. All right. The cheerleading hub. Let's see what she has to say.
Cannibal killer Austin Harrop has just been found not guilty of murder by reason of insanity. If you don't know, in 2016, Austin had just finished up his freshman year at Florida State, and on August 16th, he was out to dinner with his family when he suddenly got up and left without saying why. And here you can see him on security footage leaving the restaurant just after 8 p.m. He walked more than 3 miles before coming across the residence of John and Michelle Stevens, who were just enjoying the night and having a beer in their garage.
Yes,
and here you can see John in the garage that he'd practically transformed into a hangout for himself and his wife. But
this is a very sad case. This is a very sad case, and 150%, the victims had absolutely nothing to do with the perpetrator. They didn't even know this person. They had no contact. They had never seen him before. They were, well, let's hear what she has to say.
But before John or Michelle could even realize what was happening, a neighbor heard awful screams coming from the driveway. Authorities responded to the scene to find 2 dead bodies and Austin attempting to eat the face of one of his victims. Authorities almost had to kill Austin because he wouldn't stop, and after his arrest, he claimed to have no memory of the murders or why he did it. In previous weeks, he reportedly went from a normal, outgoing college student to believing he was half animal and half man. Austin had actually moved his bed into their family's garage to avoid demons and would patrol the house at night instead of sleeping. At the time, he had just trace amounts of marijuana and alcohol in his system, and the prosecution actually agreed that he was truly in a psychotic episode at the time of the attack. Cannibal killer Austin Harrop has just been found not...
They were just sitting there, having a beer, having a conversation. He went up to one of them. He just started attacking one. I think he attacks him first, the husband, and then he goes and he kills the wife, all in the garage. Yep, and 100% everything she said there was exactly what happened. I remember seeing this case on That Chapter. That's another excellent content creator here on YouTube. I saw the video he made about that case quite some time ago. Yeah, it popped up in my head once I saw the couple and the house. It's like, yeah, I remember watching this. Whether it was a psychotic episode or not, I personally will go down the road of it being sort of a psychotic episode. Cannabis doesn't help. And this is coming from someone that smokes a lot of weed. I have always had that in my mind that weed is only enjoyable to a certain point, but it doesn't work for everyone. I'm not saying that that's the cause for it, but not everyone, especially if you are going through some like really bad like mental health episodes or like a mental illness and whatnot, cannabis is just does not fucking work at all. I know a few people in my life that they wish they could smoke, but because they have to take like different sorts of medications and whatnot, they stay away from weed. And they tell me like straight up, it just makes me feel worse, and it doesn't have that same reaction that it has for like other people. Same with alcohol too, but specifically cannabis. Again, I'm not blaming it for it being the cause of this happening, but we don't know. Who knows what was going on to this person's mind? Obviously, this person was not right in the head. If they were not sleeping, they slept in the garage because he thought that there were demons inside of the house, and he would patrol the house at night to keep said demons away. So there's a history already behind it. I don't think that weed helped in this case. Very sad. Very sad. Again, they were just minding their own business. They were just sitting in their garage of their home. That's it. There was no confrontation. There was no conversation. There's nothing that happens before. There's not a path to follow to be able to get to some sort of answer. It just happened. And I think that's scarier than there having been a motive or something. 'Cause it just literally happened. Very sad. Moving on.
Lawyers.
All right, this next, no.
Reaction.
No.
When you remember.
This is a 7-second video. Okay. 7 Sins Crime is the name of this content creator. Let's check out this short video. This is a very short video. It's only 15 seconds, but it says patients kept mysteriously dying at this hospital. I'll put the volume down because I have a feeling that this is... Yep. Doctors were horrified when they looked at the CCTV footage. I don't understand. I'm guessing that same person that you see walking there killed a lot of people. It doesn't have a name for the case. Sorry. Someone wrote waste of time. Right, keep going. Oh, nice. charlybournetruecrime. I like her videos. She makes really good, informative content. Let's check out the case. Let's see, which one is this? I think I might know which case this is. No, I don't think this one is the one I saw in that chapter, but sorry about that. Nonetheless, charlybournetruecrime. Let's see what she has to say.
This man killed his... Please be warned that this true crime case is incredibly disturbing. This man killed his son after his son found his horrifying selfies.
Yes, okay. So this is the one. I saw the dude. I doubted myself, but yes. This is probably one of the most disgusting cases you will hear. I'm not gonna say it's the most, but it is quite disgusting. I don't know if they're gonna show the pictures here, but do not. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You do whatever you want. But if I were you, I would skip not like looking for the pictures because you can find them on Google. You can skip that. It's disgusting, but it's like it's not what you think disgusting. It's not gore. It's really, really disgusting. Ugh. I made the mistake of when I saw that, like the case on that chapter when he explains it, Mike. I made the mistake of looking for the pictures afterwards when I was done watching the video, and it has scarred me for the rest of my life. I don't think I'm. It's very. Nothing will prepare you for how disgusting those pictures are. So Google it at your own risk. She'll probably say the name of the person in a bit. I don't remember the name of the case in and of itself, but I do remember everything that happened, and it's very sad about like what happened to his son. This is a horrific case, all in all. So let's do it.
You'll feel physically sick by what this man photographed. It was 2012 and Mark Redwine was living in picturesque Colorado. Mark had been divorced twice and had 2 kids with his ex-wife Elaine. The pair were in a custody battle over 13-year-old Dylan Redwine. Dylan had actually expressed to his brother Corey that he felt uncomfortable visiting his dad. It would later be revealed the likely reason for this. Some horrifying images that the brothers found in 2011. On the 18th of November, Mark picked Dylan up from the airport. Dylan had finally agreed to go on a trip to visit his dad. CCTV from the airport showed that the pair were barely interacting. Via text, Dylan agreed that the next day he would go to his friend's house. He was due to arrive there about 6:30 a.m. the next day. His last text was that night at 9:37 p.m. However, Dylan never showed up at his friend's house. His friend sent Dylan a text message at 6:46 a.m. seeing where he was. Unfortunately, he would never get a reply. Mark would later claim that Dylan had left the house and never returned. A huge search of the local area began. Now, within days of the disappearance, one of Mark's ex-wives told police something interesting. Disturbingly, he told her that if he ever had to get rid of a body, he would dispose of it in the mountains. He also apparently said to her that he would kill the kids before he let her have them. Mark was actually interviewed on TV and asked about his ex-wife's allegations against him. He appeared very suspicious to viewers and was talking about Dylan in the past tense. A whole 7 months passed until Dylan's body was tragically found. He was found only around 8 miles from Mark's house, just off an ATV trail. A witness actually came forward and said that they had seen Mark driving alone in the area in April 2013. Mark was very familiar with that area and actually owned an ATV himself. Mark and Dylan's mum also appeared on the Dr. Phil show. Basically, the episode was just them throwing allegations at each other. Interestingly, Mark failed to do a lie detector test. Then a telling discovery was made. In August 2013, police found Dylan's blood and human cadaver smell in Mark's lounge. A cadaver dog also indicated that human remains were present in the washing machine, on Mark's clothes, and in Mark's vehicle. Mark was arrested for second-degree murder and child abuse. So what were these disgusting photographs that the boys had found? The pair had discovered photos of Mark dressed in women's underwear, consuming feces out of a nappy. I obviously cannot show these images.
Okay. Let me add a little bit to that little part that she said there. So this man was obsessed with that shit. He would go to dumpsters and to trash cans. And he would get diapers. The pictures are him eating. Fuck, dude. See why I told you probably don't want to look for these pictures, because they literally show the explicit picture on Google. If you were to Google search it, do it at your own risk. I would choose not to if I were you, but yeah, that's the truth of the matter. He he would dumpster dive in trash cans and collect diapers. No, he did. No. See, the thing is, that's the actual picture. I'm not exaggerating. The picture is him. He's like this in the picture. I wish that was a lie. I wish it was just like exaggerating. Look at that. He does do it. Mm-hmm. And there's like multiple pictures of it. It's So the kid found these pictures, and that's what then prompted the dad to like kill him. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Images on TikTok for obvious reasons, but you can find them on Google, but just be very prepared for disgusting images. Dylan and his dad's relationship had been gradually declining, and Dylan had actually asked his brother to send him the images so that Dylan could confront his dad. He had no idea that doing so would be fatal. The prosecution stated that this had triggered rage in Mark. He then killed his own son in the lounge of his house. He was eventually sentenced to 48 years in prison. Please be warned that...
That's a pretty light sentence, let me tell you. When I've seen courts give life sentences for lesser charges. So 48 years, that dude, he got he was lucky to get that amount of time. Okay, moving on. Let's move on to this the next case, because I can't fucking do it anymore.
What did the youngest person...
Alright, so this is Sinister Samantha. Sinister Samantha. Let's check out her video. It's FBI's top 10 most wanted.
Person on the FBI's most wanted list due to earn his spot. At just 24 years old, Alejandro Rosales Castillo has the distinction of currently being the youngest person on the FBI's most wanted list. In August 2016, a then 17-year-old Castillo worked at Shomar's restaurant in Charlotte, North Carolina. One of his co-workers was 23-year-old Sandy Lee, who Alejandro had reportedly dated for a brief time. Supposedly, he had lent her money, but she never repaid him. Alejandro was now dating another co-worker, 19-year-old Amia Feaster. On August 9th, Alejandro decided he finally wanted the money that Sandy owed him, and the two agreed to meet at a local convenience store. It's believed that instead of just demanding his money back, Alejandro forced Sandy at gunpoint to withdraw her entire account savings. It is then believed that Alejandro drove to a nearby wooded area and took Sandy's life, disposing of her body before fleeing with Amia. The pair fled to the Arizona-Mexico border, where they successfully made their way across. This CCTV footage is the last known sighting of Alejandro since he crossed the border. The following October, Amia turned herself in. To this day, Alejandro has never been seen. What did the youngest...
No wonder he made it to the top. Crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be very hard to find that dude. It's probably hiding in the outskirts of Mexico. There's a lot of desert area there, so probably hiding somewhere there.
Imagine.
All right, this is truecrimeleyla. Let's check out her video.
Accidentally shooting and killing your boyfriend as a YouTube prank. Mona Lisa Perez and Pedro Ruiz started dating in 2013. In 2015, they welcomed their first daughter, Aaliyah, to their family. Pedro had to work to support the family, and this is where he got the idea to start a YouTube channel with his girlfriend, where they would do crazy pranks and risky stunts in order to get some kind of money and fame from it. One of the videos that Pedro came up with was to have his girlfriend, Mona Lisa, shoot at an encyclopedia book that he would be holding in front of him with a .50 caliber gun. On June 26, 2017, Mona Lisa made a post onto her social media stating that the video they were about to post was going to be insane. Then proceeded to set up their cameras outside of their home in Hallstatt, Minnesota. There was one camera that was fixed on the ladder and the other one that was on top of the car. Pedro asked Mona Lisa to brace up and prepare herself because he could tell she was reluctant to go through with the stunt. He told her to fire at the book and not him, and that they would be good to go if she did so. Mona Lisa replied by saying that she was scared, but they decided to execute the plan anyway. Pedro then proceeded to pick up a 1.5-inch thick encyclopedia that was laminated in hardcover and held it in front of his chest. He then asked his girlfriend to step 30 centimeters away from him, stating that that's what he had tried earlier, and he was able to prove that the bullet would not pierce through the encyclopedia. Mind you, they were using a Desert Eagle pistol, which is known as one of the most powerful semi-automatic pistols out there. She then aimed the gun at her boyfriend while their 3-year-old daughter watched, shot it, and that was the end for Pedro Ruiz. She immediately called 911, stating that a YouTube stunt had gone terribly wrong. The Minnesota police arrested her on charges of second-degree manslaughter. She kept telling the police that she was forced to do the stunt, that she didn't want to, and that it was him who wanted it, and that she was going to be paying the price for it now. She was found not fully responsible for the incident, so he convicted her to serve a 180-day jail term. She was then kept under a 10-year supervised probation period. During the incident, she was pregnant with their second daughter, and during her sentencing, she was allowed to alternate between jail and home time, so she would spend 10 days in jail and 10 days at home. What do you guys think about this case? I'm so curious to hear about y'all's thoughts, because do y'all think 180 days was enough? Prank or no prank? Do you think that was a fair sentence? Let me know your thoughts down below.
Someone makes a pretty good point in the comment section. Someone writes, but imagine if the stunt would have worked. Kids watching the video would think it's cool to try also and would cost their lives too. What do y'all think? This person's right. Regardless of how you see it, it's wrong in every single way. I don't know if you guys have seen... well, first of all, what do you guys think? Let me know in chat. Do you think that she should have done jail time? Do you think that the sentencing, like the charges against her, were fair? Do you think that the verdict was fair, and that she just ended up doing and having like 10-year probation and whatnot, and she was found, like, I guess, guilty just a little bit, if you were to call it that? I don't know. Let me know in chat what you guys think, if she should have gone to jail or not. And I'm only saying this from the skeptical portion of me. I just ask like questions, but I mean, why would she post a video beforehand saying that they're gonna post that video? The thing is, the reason why I say that is, the verdict's already out. She's not in jail or anything, but I won't say that she wasn't forced 100%. She could have said no to a certain degree. I mean, I understand that he could have pressured her into doing it, but I don't know. I feel like she could have said, it's not like something, it's like, you can't force someone to grab a gun and shoot you like that unless that person's actually grabbing a gun to you. I mean, it would have to be a very extreme case. I don't know where anyone would get the crazy idea of shooting a gun into a book. It's shit you see in movies, and not everything you see in movies you should believe like that. But it doesn't really matter what I think, because she's free, and to be quite honest with you, yeah, she could have been pressured by this person into committing... Well, not committing, she didn't really commit a crime, but she shot the gun. It's supposed to be a YouTube prank, but I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Again, it doesn't matter what I think, because she is free. 10 years probation is a setup. That's crazy. It was an accident, apparently, unless that's not what happened. That's the thing, because, see, if it would have just been the prank that had gone wrong, but she posted a video letting her fans know that the video was going to be posted and that it was going to be something big. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she should have skipped that part, but kid is now going to grow up without a dad because of a very ridiculous reason. I don't know if you guys saw the prankster that did that to someone at a mall, and homeboy literally took a gun out and shot him in the stomach right there in front of everyone in the mall, in the middle of the mall. No fucks given. And that YouTube content creator was lucky that guy shot him in the stomach and didn't aim up to shoot him in the face, because he would have killed him. You can only do so much for clout before it becomes either dangerous or illegal. I personally, this is my own personal opinion. If yours differs, let me know in chat. But the truth of the matter is, the way I see it, unless I have like kids ever in my life or like my wife, but there's not really anyone in the world worth me going to jail for. It's not. It's not part of my plan, and it's just nah. So she has to go through all this for someone that was just playing a prank. That dude shot that guy, and it's all because of a fucking prank. I don't know. Jail ain't worth it. So that's why it's best not to mess with people, because you never know what kind of situation you find yourself in. And I'm talking about the prankster that did that in the mall. I'm still convinced that maybe she should have skipped that whole part of posting the video and whatnot. That's the only thing that makes me doubt everything. But doesn't matter. She's free. She's good to go. And please, I just hope nobody does this kind of stupid shit ever again. I'm gonna follow this content creator.
This is what a woman had to say
This is watch.unseen.
after shooting her own son.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm innocent. You all, you're garbage.
She had gained custody of her son instead of her husband only 10 days prior. She was arrested after police pulled her over for a traffic violation and found the body in the trunk.
Eli will forever be missed by so many people that loved him. He will forever and always be in our hearts.
Police were unsure whether she killed for the life insurance money or because of mental health reasons. This is...
I can answer that one. Pick me. Life insurance. And if you watch that chapter, excellent content creator, whenever he says life insurance, he has a little dance, and like very short, but it's like music starts pumping on me, and you see him dancing, because it's life insurance. That's a lot of that's a very huge main reason why a lot of people kill other people. Money, specifically life insurance. So I wouldn't be surprised one bit that this is what happened here, and she was trying to cash in on that money. Yep. Look at the lawyer's face when she says that. The lawyer's like sitting right next to her.
This is what a woman had to say after shooting her own son.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
Dude, she closed her eyes, and I know she thought, I hope she says something good. Please let it be something good. She opened her eyes again.
Innocent. You all, you're garbage.
Oh, right there. It's the punch right. Pop! All that hard work, trying to get things clear for this person. You're trying to defend, it's your job and stuff. You can see the disappointment in this person's eyes. The lawyer's like, damn it. Yep.
She had gained...
Yikes. Alright, moving on. This is not something I'm gonna... Woo! Some of these videos are loud. Very loud, very loud. I don't want to do the short cases, and I have no idea what is happening. Why are we getting these? Why are we getting so many cases that have to do with like kids and shit? Fuck. Okay, listen. We're gonna see it because it's on here now. But this is the last one we're watching in this live stream that has anything to do with kids or children and shit. That's it. Can't do it anymore. Alright, same one we saw before, the paranormal files. See what he has to say.
So what? Okay. This is Chelsea Shipp, a TikToker charged with murdering a 16-year-old girl. I have to say allegedly throughout this TikTok because there's been no full verdict yet, but let's examine the story. So before the story came out, Chelsea Shipp was a normal mom posting videos on TikTok sharing her life with the world. And from the outside looking in, she looked like your average Texan girl. She often posted videos with her daughter like this one.
No, you're supposed to have one boyfriend. I have two. You're supposed to have one boyfriend. I got two boyfriends.
And it should be noted that Chelsea's account is still on TikTok. I don't know how they're letting an alleged murderer still have a TikTok account, but yeah, it is still there. So at one point in her life, Chelsea started dating this man, Cody Arnold. And at one point in their relationship, Chelsea found out that Cody had been dating a underage girl. This girl was 16 years old and Chelsea was seemingly fine with it, which is a disturbing twist in its own. But at one point, Cody came to Chelsea and said, I think that Caitlin, the 16-year-old girl that I'm dating, is pregnant. This is Caitlin right here. She was only 16 years old when she died. And before her death, Cody had been grooming and essaying her a lot. So after finding out that her boyfriend's 16-year-old girl...
What? That's a 10-year-old. What are you talking about? What? No way.
Years old when she died. And before her death, Cody had been grooming and essaying her a lot. So after finding out that her boyfriend's 16-year-old girlfriend might be pregnant, Chelsea decided she's not going to let that happen. She feared that if people found out about this, Cody could get in major trouble. Obviously, he would have. So on March 26, 2022, when Chelsea, Caitlin, and Cody were all hanging out in the same mobile home, Chelsea decided to take matters into her own hands. She grabbed a gun from the house. She walked right up to the 16-year-old and shot her point blank, killing her immediately. Damn. So at that point, Chelsea tried to hide the body. She contacted a friend, asked if she could use their car to do some things, and then she admitted to a friend that she had killed the girl. Now, one of that friend's family members was actually a police officer, so she immediately contacted the family member. They went and searched Chelsea and Cody's trailer home, and they found the body of 16-year-old Caitlin and a bullet casing right next to her on the bed. Chelsea tried to make a run for it, and she was arrested over 200 miles away in Liberty Hill, Texas. But these two are now awaiting their trial. I am really excited to see them go away, hopefully for a very, very long time. This is a disturbing crime. And it goes to show that even the friendliest, most smiley people on TikTok can hide some of the darkest secrets imaginable.
That's true. I did see someone post a while ago about all of the different TikTokers that have committed some heinous crimes. And let me tell you something. It's pretty good, pretty big amount. Pretty big amount. Wow. Shot her point blank. I think I heard about this case. Crazy. All because he... Well, first of all, let's not, just discard the elephant in the room when the guy's clearly a fucking pedophile. And not only that, wouldn't she be considered one as well? Because she knew that he was, like... I'm not saying that she is, like a pedophile herself, but she... is like an accomplice to him because she knew before the murder. She knew that he was having this relationship with this underage girl. Video clearly says that he was grooming her. And she shot her point blank. How did he know that she was pregnant? Like, he said that she thought she was pregnant with no sense of, trying to confirm if she actually was. She just killed her and dragged her body into the woods. Wow. This has to be the last one that involves children or teens or anything. I think we've seen and read enough of this for tonight. I'm skipping any other ones that have anything to do with that. So hopefully the next ones we get are of cases that have to do with adults.
A massive surge is
No.
4:01 a.m.
Do you see? Do you see? I'm not kidding. True Crime Daily does the same thing sometimes too. It just... Maybe it's just me not wanting to actually accept and admit that yeah, dude, like a lot of people commit crimes against kids and children. It's the fucking truth. It's the truth. So I guess that's why it pops up so much. It's not like TikTok and True Crime Daily are out to get me. It's that it happens so much that there's just case after case about it. I just realized it. Skipping over the shorter videos too. It's just like
this mother
it's like 21 seconds and stuff. I don't want to like watch these. And then obviously we see the ones that repeat themselves over and over again. All right, let's see this one. This is tolzhaus. Tolzhaus. This is TikTok. Remember, you can find all these content creators on this platform. When I upload the videos on YouTube, I'll have a list of all of the content creators with their ats, and you can just copy and paste it in the search bar in TikTok and follow them. Bam. They're all pretty great content creators. So you can dive even deeper into the true crime world with them. So like I said, Tolzhaus, tolzhaus. Let's watch a video. If I take the mute off, we'll be able to watch like the video in and of itself.
Prolific serial killer in the U.S. Is it BTK? Is it Gacy? Is it Bundy? How about Gary Ridgway? Nope. Try again. In the #1 spot is Samuel Little. He's responsible for killing at least 93 women between 1970 and 2005.
Very gruesome. Extremely gruesome. I actually, I was watching this documentary about Samuel Little on Discord. Feel free to join. Link in the description box or in the about section if you're watching me on Twitch. If you're watching this video, the upload on YouTube, it's in the at home page of my channel or in the description box of said video. So there are many ways for you to join the Discord. But yeah, I watched the documentary there of Samuel Little explaining like all the crimes and whatnot. And let me tell you something. I can completely understand why this person is #1. See, they give it to Ted Bundy because I think he was a lot more popular, given that he was a politician and all these things. He held a seat in Florida, blah. But Samuel Little, that case tends to go under the radar a lot, and it's just as bad as Ted Bundy, or worse, given that he is in the #1 position. So.
That's more than Bundy, the Zodiac Killer, and Richard Ramirez combined. So how did he avoid detection and kill so many for so long? Sam Little was a drifter who moved across the country for decades, entering various neighborhoods where poverty, drug addiction, and unsolved murders are common. Little targeted marginalized and vulnerable women who are often involved in prostitution and addicted to drugs. During his interviews, he was quoted saying, "I'm not going to go over there in the white neighborhood and pick out a little teenage girl. That's the kind you get busted for. I stayed in the ghettos. I won't go in your world." Little's method of killing didn't always leave signs that the death was a homicide. A former boxer, he usually stunned or knocked out his victims with powerful punches and then strangled them. He punched with such force that when he struck one of his victims in the abdomen, he broke her spine, according to an autopsy report. With no stab marks or bullet wounds, many of these deaths were not classified as homicides, but attributed to drug overdoses, accidents, or natural causes. Their bodies often went unidentified, and their deaths were not thoroughly investigated. The Los Angeles Police Department dubbed him the choke and stroke killer, as he would often...
just to put it out there, it's because they're black. Just in case you didn't know, now you know. The case is... there's actually hard data about this. Black and brown people, their cases are investigated way less. So it makes sense why he would say something like that.
and strangle a woman while pleasuring himself. He allegedly took offense at being called a grapist, as he admitted to erectile problems which made intercourse impossible. For decades, Little was in and out of jail serving less than 10 years, so he had amassed nearly 100 arrests for crimes that included fraud, shoplifting, solicitation, armed robbery, aggravated assault, driving under the influence, and sexual assault. In 2012, after being extradited to California on a narcotics charge, police collected his DNA, which matched 3 unsolved murders between 1987 and 1989. He was convicted of these murders and sentenced to life in prison without parole in 2014. In 2018, Little was willing to talk as he was hoping to move to a new prison. He preferred the Ector County Jail in Texas to the noisy, often chaotic environment of a Los Angeles County prison. He eventually confessed to a total of 93 murders that spanned 19 states from California to Florida between 1970 and 2005. Little remembered his victims and the killings in great detail. He remembered where he was and what car he was driving. He even drew sketches of the women, which were included in the public FBI data set.
Oh, shit.
Little died in custody in 2020 at age 80.
Crazy.
So what do we know about Little's childhood? Little was born in June 1940 in Reynolds, Georgia. Authorities believe that Little's mother gave birth to him when she was 16 and in jail. Little states she was a teenage prostitute who abandoned him on the side of the road. Little was brought up by his paternal grandmother in Lorain, Ohio. Little is known about what happened in that childhood home, as attempts to contact the family have been unsuccessful. He attended Hawthorne Junior High School, where he allegedly had difficulties with discipline and achievement, already showing signs of conduct disorder. By his own account, Little began having sexual fantasies about strangling women as a child, starting when he saw his kindergarten teacher touch her neck. As a teenager, he collected true crime magazines depicting the choking of women. Little's first crime was the theft of a bicycle when he was 13, landing him in the boys' industrial school in Lancaster. His whole thing was shoplifting, said a Mississippi detective. He shoplifted a city for 3 or 4 days and then would take the items to drug areas and sell them. Once he was done stealing, he would go out in the early mornings and look for women. According to authorities, Little was a charismatic psychopath, showing no sign of remorse as he discussed the killings. Investigators stated he was matter-of-fact about his actions and sometimes even chuckled about them. He once stated, "God made me this way, so why should I ask for forgiveness? God knew everything I did." So I'm curious to hear why you guys think we haven't heard much about Sam Little or his 93 victims. Why do people like Gacy or Bundy get all the attention? Who's...
I don't know, you tell me. I think this would be a great place to end tonight's stream. That was great. That was a great true crime video. Absolutely loved it. I can only wish to make videos like this. Like my whole goal is to make them more kind of like a personal thing, like she does. Excellent content creator. I ended up following her. So like I said, this is a Tolzhaus. It says Dr. Rachel Tolz. Had me a doctor. Followed her because love this video. But yeah. Yeah, not very prolific. Not as much as all of the other ones. I don't know. Maybe look at the picture. Could maybe answer your question, but who knows? Maybe it'll be a mystery for all of us.